Hey guys, Logan here. So yesterday I went to see a movie called King Arthur Legend of the Sword. I almost forgot the title of this movie. And the story for this movie goes as follows. After the murder of his father, young Arthur's power-hungry uncle, Vortigern, seizes control of the crown. Robbed of his birthright, he grows up the hard way in the back alleys of the city, not knowing who he truly is. When fate leads him to pull the Excalibur sword from stone, Arthur embraces his true destiny to become a legendary fighter and leader. Now, when I first saw the trailers for this movie, I will admit, I wasn't mesmerized by the trailers at all. Some of the shots in the trailers for this movie look poorly done, and they really made this movie look like it actually was okay. It was not that bad at all. Is it like a groundbreaking masterpiece that will win an Oscar or something like that? No. But there were some pretty good things about this movie that I actually found myself liking. And let's get into those things. The casting was actually pretty good, I guess. Charlie Hunnam as Arthur. He's the guy from that last movie that I reviewed previously, The Lost City of Zed. I thought he did okay in that movie. He actually did better in this movie than he was in The Lost City of Zed. His performance as Arthur was really good. His performance as King Arthur was pretty much the best part of the movie to me. Anyway, I'm going off on air. Jude Law as Vortigern. He did alright. His performance was alright, but his character was just bland and generic. Like, he plays your stereotypical generic villain in movies like this. Now, I will not lie, there were some scenes in this film that he appeared in that made me go like, wow, this dude is a savage. But that's about it. Other than that, I don't find him to be that menacing at all. The girl who played, what was it, the mage? She did a good job. I think she's like Merlin's assistant, right? Jimon Hansu? Is that really his name? He also did a really good job. I find him surprisingly a lot better than I thought he would be. So good job to you, man. So yeah, overall the casting was good. Now let's get into other things in this film. I would say some of the action sequences in this film, or the battle sequences, looked really good and were pretty well made. Like I said about the trailers at the beginning, some of the battle scenes that were shown in the trailers weren't really that good at all, or don't really look that good at all. A lot of them actually looked cool in this film. Oh, and most characters that some actors and actresses played in this film were pretty decent. And the story was interesting. Like, this movie had a very different take on the whole King Arthur character. There were like some movies or TV shows or even some long clips where it shows King Arthur, the character of King Arthur, who he really is, and truly define his character. This film pretty much took a different take on the character of King Arthur, and I thought that was interesting. The pacing was solid. Oh, and the cinematography in this film was really good. I think this is the first time in any of my reviews that I actually mentioned the cinematography. That's weird, isn't it? But yeah, guys, that is, I think, all the positives I have for this movie. There were some negatives I have about this movie. One of them would happen to be the dramatic tone of this movie. Like, the tone for this movie, or the music, if you even want to call it the music, pretty much wasn't that perfect when it comes to having a dramatic moment. It got to a point where it got so dramatic that it just kind of turned me off. Oh, and the editing was not that good. Like, there were two parts at the beginning of this movie where it's like jump cut after jump cut after jump cut after jump cut, while some characters make up some dialogue about what just happened between both before, after, and during. Like, it cuts after one character ends his sentence, or her sentence. And it's like, okay, I got it. Just stop. Stop it. Stop. giving me a headache. Just please stop. Like, the editing was really choppy. And one last negative I have about this film, it had nearly complete lack of humor. Now, there were some parts where I actually did laugh. I mean, most of the jokes didn't came off very well. Or no, I should say, most of the jokes that came out in this film fell flat for me. It had almost complete lack of humor, is pretty much my problem with this movie, or one of my problems. But yeah, guys, that's all the negatives, I guess. Now, here are my last thoughts on King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. This movie was actually better than the trailers made it look. It had a pretty decent amount of action sequences that actually weren't that bad. Some of the characters, or most of the characters, were actually also not so bad. And the story was actually solid and a pretty good pacing, and pretty much has a choppy editing, a dramatic tone that didn't need to be so dramatic, and nearly a lack of humor, although there were some parts where, again, I kind of thought was funny. So yeah, this movie actually wasn't that bad. And that's all I will say. I will give King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, a silver medal of honor. Anyway, guys, that is my review for King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. If you guys enjoyed my review for King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, please click the like button. And if you have seen King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, comment down below to let me know what you think of it. Did you like it? Did you thought it was okay? Or did you not like it? And if you enjoyed what you've seen here and you want to see future videos from me, please click the subscribe button so that you never miss a video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great week, Battle Squad. And as always, fight the good fight. Peace.